Hi and welcome. So, I have just been making myself a cup of tea, and in making myself a cup of tea, I was doing a bit of washing. I'd just broken from work for a little bit and I was making a cup of tea. I put on the music because, while I'm just doing the washing in between work, I like to bring my energy up. And Chicks started playing. I'm a big country and western. I love country and western music. And I'm normally singing my heart out. My neighbours are probably like, oh God, here she goes again. Here she goes again, singing her heart out. But I'm singing my heart out. And I've been reading some of the comments on my YouTube channel, and I was thinking, okay, how can I help? Because some of them were really in push energy. Some of them were really, in pain. I could read by their comments. I can feel them in pain, and I do not like people in pain on this journey. So I was thinking, how can I help those people shift from thinking it is just about a relationship to really understanding that they have to energetically shift on this journey, and that it is an awakening journey, and to shift away from that other body. And I was then listening away to Chicks and singing my heart out, and I was thinking, music feeds into this journey. Now, we all love music. Everybody listens to music. Music brings energy to our soul, doesn't it? It lights us up. But if you are going through dark night of the soul, if you are going through ego death, certain music, especially country or, those big ballads, will activate your core wound. Now, the core wound is activated on this journey. And the core wound, say I've got a big wound here on my hand, okay? And I'm trying to, what do we do? If we've got a big wound, I've cut it open, what do we need to do if we've got a wound? We need to leave it. We need to let it heal. We need to let it heal itself and to create equilibrium in the body. But if we're constantly picking at it, which I want you to think about the core wound, the wound on your hand, say, that you've got, and it's big and it's gashy and it's really hurting and it's throbbing, and you keep picking at it and listening to music, especially music that activates the core wound, i.e. feeling abandoned, feeling fear, feeling loss. That's all activating, and it creates push energy on this journey. You have to. The key point to this journey early on is plugging leaks. Leaks where your energy is pushing out. And if you don't plug those leaks, you will stay in that push energy. And that push energy will not only push the other self away, but it will keep you in pain and keep you activated. So you have to look at where your energy leaks. Now, everybody's energy leaks slightly different. For some people, they're really in the story and they go over and over and over of why it happened, why, they were, everything was going perfect and then suddenly nothing. And so you go over the story over and over and over it again. And then looking into the future of when is it going to happen? When are they going to come back? This is all push energy in story. And basically, every time that you're feeding into the story, you're picking at the scab, which what is it going to do? It's going to make it infected, toxic, and it's going to open it up more, and it's going to keep you locked in that pain, and that wound is going to stay open and raw and painful. We know that this journey is an awakening journey, and you have to spiritually mature by not picking the wound. Also, music on this journey, if you're listening to love songs and, why they left, a lot of country music is always about left at the bar, isn't it? And it really gets to you, and I love it, but it really gets to you. So you've got to be careful. If you're listening to, and I'm not just talking country, I'm talking about any music, be really careful what words you're listening to, because it'll trigger you. And what do triggers do? They make you do things that you would not normally do. And so this is when I'm talking about you have to self-master your emotions. i.e. learn how to move through when you feel those big wounds rising within you like a wave, and it rises up and you think, oh, I've got to reach out and get another reading, and I've already had 6 readings today, or or maybe even 20. I've got to see what they're doing, or I've got to look at, something connected to them just to feel, or I've got to reach out to them just to say what the weather's doing, just so I feel connected. This is all push energy, and this is agitating the wound. You have to self-master your emotions. You have to alchemize. Now, as I always say, I can give you the tools, but it's up to you whether you start to really do this. Only you can truly shift on this journey. And guess what? Divine Feminine, you shift first. You're the more advanced twin. You're the spiritual twin. So you go first on this journey. While you're more bothered about the other body, nobody is shifting. It is causing that push-pull, that runner-chaser energy. And you can stay in that runner-chaser energy months, weeks, years, decades. And we see it. You can only look at the comments and you can see it. I'm here to say, stop that. Stop picking your scab. Let it heal. Self-master. Learn how to alchemize that shared energetic field. And if you're struggling, then Awakened Consciousness is there. Or I have a whole heap of free videos on here that shows you how to shift out of the pain. Get out of that toxic energy. You do not need to stay in it, but really be observing about how your energy is feeding, how you're being activated. So music, put some meditation music on with no words, so you have to be really, really conscious at the beginning of this journey. Okay, and that's why sometimes people say you need to block. Why? Because you are bringing that energy back to you. While ever you're letting it, I'm half doing it. Half doing it means you're not doing it. You can't half do something. And that sounds really harsh. Whatever happened to pink fluffy spirituality stuff? No, we're not talking about moonbeams and rainbows, even though we love rainbows. And how many double rainbows are there nowadays as we are awakening as a planet? Absolutely loads. And that's the thing. Your work is soul work. How you shift on this journey is when you align with soul, not while you're feeding into all that other stuff. So you and only you have to spiritually mature on this journey. If you need the tools, I can give you the tools. But only you can pick up the tools. You hold, the energy to shift this, because you are shifting into a higher state of consciousness. You are awakening. And that's where the magic is. This journey is really magical. And if you're early on in the journey, you're probably screaming at me now going, it's not magical at all, Kat. You don't understand what I'm feeling. It is magical when you shift and you stop picking that wound, because that wound will become infected. That wound will become toxic. You will not find the answers in the wound. You will find the answers when you self-master self. When you treat this like a spiritual awakening, because that's what it is. And one of the first questions you need to really truly ask yourself is, am I even on a twin flame journey? Or did somebody just say, oh, they are twin flame? Because it's the new buzzword. Twin flame journey is a spiritual awakening. You have to self-master your emotions. You have to learn how to alchemize the shared energetic field. Only you can do this. And whilever you are looping, whilever you're picking the scab, you will stay in that toxic energy. You will stay in that pain. This is not about staying in pain. This journey did not happen to you for you to stay in pain. This journey happened so you can walk the path of enlightenment, so you can shift into a higher state of consciousness where you are in that abundant frequency. We are shifting into New Earth. New Earth is about love, abundance, freedom. It is not about lower frequency of, lack and fear and feeling abandoned and feeling betrayed. That's not this journey. You start off in the journey, but then you have to learn how to alchemize that energy and start to shift. And you can only shift when you stop picking the scab. I hope this helps. If you need more help and support, my website is there. We go deep. Tomorrow is Awaken to Consciousness. 2 hours tomorrow. 2 hours where we go deep into what awakenings are, how you shift on the journey, how you energetically shift, how you align with soul. We go deep into that. I teach every single week, and you've got hours and hours. If you join, you can watch all the previous ones too. And then there's a detox call where, I help and support people. There's no pink fluffy stuff. It is about truly shifting on this journey. And there's 2 hours, and you can watch previous, episodes, when I call them episodes, previous recordings straight away as soon as you join. So if you're in pain, there's nothing that is going to feed your energy in there. We're not feeding and picking this scab anymore. We're starting to shift so that scab starts to heal. We're shifting our focus and we're bringing it onto us and realigning with soul, knowing that this journey is a true gift when you shift energetically. I send you so much love in the world. Shift today. Shift for 2024. Much love.